Clap it up.
All right. Who the hell are you? With a band.
It's a hell ride for us because we do have so many things going on right now. We have these 4 reissues going, or is it 5 reissues? No, it's 4. 4 reissues going down. Then we got a new record coming out. The Hot Sauce Committee, Part 1.
Part 1. And then, of course, then we're going to have Part 2 of the Hot Sauce Committee. So, really, this is when the unit functions best on all cylinders, when we really are just right, we've just been thrown into the fire.
She's saying like the fan's here and the shit is already in the air. It's kind of just heading towards it.
I'm not actually going to dignify that with a response.
I don't know if I reached new people, but I definitely had people, you know, I mean, my limited exposure, I'll be, you know, hanging out or something, and somebody be like, yo, I like that reissue. But, you know, a couple of people that I talked to seem to be into it.
Yeah. I mean, for us, we were happy with, I think, what was nice about the Pulse Boutique reissues, and we got to get things right on it that should have been right the first time, but that's how it is. Like say right now, we're in Hell Mode Squad, and we're like rushing to get everything in for the deadlines. And so, what happens a lot, like with Pulse Boutique, there were a couple of just things with the artwork that was fine, but that weren't quite as exactly how we envisioned them to be, and we never had a chance to fix them. So now, with the remaster and the reissue, we were able to fix it, and also with the remaster, we were able to get a little more low end on there, which is nice for the people.
Boom.
Can I ask a question?
It's mainly selfish.
So we worked on the boom, and did we adjust the bit in that, or was it just the boom?
Always. You need, if you're going to adjust the boom, it's a relative thing. The bip gets affected.
Yeah.
One way or another. The boom, the bip. Doing the reissues definitely influenced us a little, going back and hearing the old records and just kind of hearing the sounds or the sequencing, and just some of the sparseness of some of the records. Like, I had forgotten how much bugged out shit there was on Hello Nasty, or like how little hip hop there is on Check Your Head. It's kind of interesting, like the way you remember those records and then going back and hearing them. It's interesting.
Well, I think it's, you know, group, we take a lot of vitamins, so that allows us to live. Hopefully, we haven't figured it all out, but that's going to allow us to live for at least up into the point where we're going to successfully be able to implant hard drives in our heads, which then can be backed up externally. So basically, all our function will be able to happen from computers, which, when that happens, will really, I think that is going to give us, probably maybe it's the first ever, a band that can keep going for hundreds of years, actually. So we're not there yet, but we're on the cusp of that.
We intend to be the oldest band ever, like, because we feel we're born right at a time when we can start into this technology now, so that even when newer, younger bands begin this, and they also live forever, we'll have started living forever before they did, so we'll be ahead of the game and be able to be the oldest band in the world.
Actually, it's interesting because we'll be the oldest and we'll be the first to live forever.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's an interesting combination.
Certainly not the last people to live forever, but certainly the first. We have chips implanted in our brains right now. So
As we were saying.
Yeah, so we can send information back and forth, which makes it much faster. The rhyme techniques. We have drum machines implanted.
I'm blogging right now. All of this is going live on my personal website.
Well, and then we can send information, obviously, to the fans. It's, you know, like,
boom, I just tweeted that.
Exactly. See, that's just some of the perks that we get from the technological inventions that we have going on.
Pioneers in the cyborg.
We don't like to use the word cyborg. No, it's okay. It's okay. You know, it happens.
We prefer the word skin job.
No. Please.
It's totally understandable. Just thinking back, you're Googling right now?
Yeah, what are they saying, Adam?
No, I'm just trying to find the folder that answer is in. And it's gotta, because I'm still updating the system. I'm not really used to it yet. It's a one-way kind of message with me. You know, I have a lot of Twitter followers, but I don't really follow on Twitter. You know what I mean? It may be selfish of me, but I'm a really selfish person. So I listen to myself only. Well, like they say, you know, keep your friends close, put your enemies closer. You know, so yes, I'm very close with my fans. Yeah.
You know, and I don't really know how this plays in. I mean, I think you get a lot of guidance and inspiration yourself by following so extensively on Twitter people like Star Jones and Barbara Walters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is Barbara?
She grounds Adam, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, because she grills him with questions and keeps him brushed up on his interview technique, you know?
Yep.
How about Jean-Claude Van Damme? Is he horny?
Probably.
I don't know.
Is he not a spy?
He's not really a spy. He's more of a kung fu guy or something.
Have you seen the YouTube clip of Jean-Claude Van Damme really drunk on the street taking his shirt off?
Have you guys seen the movie JCVD? It's a movie that he's in where he plays himself, but it's like a fictional story. But he plays himself and he goes into a bank and kind of gets tangled up in this bank robbery.
Influence on my personal life, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah.
He's a life coach.
He's my life coach, yeah. I see him about, obviously, first thing, hair. And it hasn't started yet, but I'm working on hair and muscle tone.
Yeah.
I'm going to get really fit and muscly.
Yeah, I mostly do core work with him, like, you know, abs and
Tight jeans.
Push-ups, breathing, stuff like that.
Wall lifts.
Yes. Kegel exercise.
Oh,
Well, don't get me wrong, Steven Seagal is a great actor. But I think, you know, with Jean-Claude, it's on a different level. He's got, you know, he's a true life and energy coach. You know, he is able to, with just one finger, he's able to clear the energy in my body, which is special. I guess first thing, like, when we were doing Hot Sauce Committee Part 1, first thing we always do, usually we sit down, we talk, we order lunch. Kind of talk about what we want to do. And, but with the Hot Sauce Committee, I think we started kind of with some of the beats and getting like certain like how we wanted stuff to sound, and then just started in layering some stuff, like, you know, maybe starting with the drums, and then play some bass, and then maybe we sometimes sample ourselves, and sometimes then other times we'd like bring in a sample, be like, oh, we gotta make something from that, like, you got this, and then Yaku would be like, oh, I got it on my watch, and then we just like put it in, and then boom, that's another song. Then for the final pièce de la résistance.
There's an extra syllable in there.
Yes. The band then gathers around the computer as if it's a campfire, and we all have our special little notebooks, and we write our rhymes. And there you go.
I think we still make albums in the old school sense. Like, that's how we think of it. We construct a record, bunch of songs, put them in a sequence, artwork, cover. You know, that's what we grew up with, was records and listening to albums from beginning to end and looking at the artwork. And even though not too many people probably do that anymore, that's still how we make our shit made.
We have kind of a Jabba the Hutt thing going on for the tour, and by that I mean
We haven't thought of anything yet.
You know, no, like there's going to be a lot of battles, like lightsaber battles. Like,
wow, in like Starlight Express, which I haven't seen, but I hear is fantastic.
There's going to be a lot of and then like slicing each other's heads off with the lightsabers.
Yep.
Because that's, I think, always entertaining. So this kind of thing, and like the bar scene, you know, and like not the prequel Star Wars, but the first Star Wars, that kind of thing.
Okay, speaking of the bar scene, in the entire Star Wars 6 films, how many times did people get their hands cut off?
Wow, out of all
Does that
6.
include forearms?
Yeah, whole 9.
I feel like once that I can remember. I feel like
No, it's lots of
Obi-Wan.
times.
Obi-Wan just got.
Well, someone right in that bar scene, someone got their hand cut off, and then Luke gets his hand cut
Right,
off.
Luke gets his
And
hand
there's
cut
a couple others too. I think that even Darth Maul gets his arm cut off.
off. Now we're going into territory that I don't know.
Okay, sorry, let's move
Guys,
on.
we have to
But I think
move
it's
on.
like 5 times. Like, Lucas is just obsessed with cutting off people's hands. What the fuck? Next question, I'm sorry.
All
You
right,
know what?
I got it then. Dinosaurs. And then what's going to happen is like the Ice Age is going to come, and everybody like in the arena or whatever, they're going to die in the Ice Age.
The show of shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to freeze everyone in the arena and then leave the arena sealed for like 200 years and then unfreeze everybody, and they'll all come
See?
when they walk out the show and be like, what the fuck happened? It's like 200 years passed by. That's the type of shit we're going to do.
Nobody's done that yet.
So if you're
We
coming to
haven't
the
worked out all
show,
the details, but
if you come to the show, don't make any long-term plans for afterwards.
Bring a park. we have most of the songs. It's not all finished, and then like part 1's going to come out regular style in September. CD download, you know, get it with, you know, a package of pantyhose. We're going to do a special sponsorship thing, like, you know, promotional thing like that. Not really, but then
Also being sponsored by the Massengill Company is one of our sponsors for the album.
and then but then part 2, it's going to be like that might just come out instead of say being a whole album that comes out like all this time after part 1. It might be like a few weeks later. If you sign up for it, you'll get sent a 7-inch, bang, or in your inbox, boom, you get like an MP, like couple of songs, you know, bang. Then like, let's say we were like, oh, you know, we never finished that song. We should really, what about this idea? This will, you know, make this song like, put it like here. Then we do that, and then we send it to you. Boom. So that's what's going on with part 2.
Part 2's already pretty much recorded. It's more like we recorded too many songs to put on the album, so then we were like, let's put these songs on part 1, and then, because it could have been a double album, but then we thought, double album's too much, why don't we release like half of it now and then half of it later. So part 2 is more like the weird shit. So kind of like if you want to, you know, if you like part 1 and then you want to get extra weird with us, then you can jump to part 2, but if you're kind of like, I'm not that into these dudes, then, you know, just
Right.
leave it alone.
Or maybe we pushed your buttons, pushed the limit on part 1.
Yeah.